Last week on Food Journey, we had so much fun on part 1 of Food and Sport. We're doing it again. Today, we're turning up the heat in part 2, examining build-up food for exercise and high performance. Hello and welcome to Food Journey. Today is our second edition of Food and Sport. Last week, I was very inspired by the alkaline eating method that I learned, and today we're going to be eating for supercharged sport. Some walking and some running and sprinting. Wow! I'm really looking forward to what we're going to speak about today because we've got some athletes to talk to from the UK and Nigeria. Are you ready? Let's go. And just look at who we've got on board today. World-class Olympic athlete Olusoji Fashuba, African record holder for the 100 meters. You'll find it hard to catch up with him. And my Food Journey foodie friend, cross-training athlete JJ. We can't wait to hear their wise words indeed. Well, as I've gotten older, my choice of sports has also changed. I used to be an athlete doing things like long jump and distance running, relays, you name it. But now my sport of choice is walking, and I like to do that early in the morning. So I kind of wake up at 4:30, which for some people is a little early, but I like to get out by about 6:30. And the reason why I'm talking about timing here is because I'm thinking about my stomach. In the morning, a lot of us can't eat before we exercise. But if you haven't sort of done the needful the night before and eaten something healthy and substantial, which will give you latent energy in the morning, then you'll wake up hungry. What do? Well, you need a little bite, a little assurance of that energy that's just going to put some wind into your sails. Time to meet with one of our athletic guests. Let's hear what JJ has to say about pre-workout eating for his sports.
Hello, Food Journey. This is Olajoy JJ here. Hiya. I do cycling, I run, and I do strength training in the gym. And typically, when I need to take care of my nutrition the most is when I'm about to cycle. So if I'm going to do a long ride in the morning, the night before, I would do what is called carbo loading, which is basically eating food that's got starch and carbohydrates to build up my energy reserves for the ride that I'm going to do in the morning. And you could do this with potatoes in any form. You could do this with pasta, if you will. You could even do it with what we call ogi or akamu here in Nigeria. It's got quite a bit of carbohydrates in it. And that will really help to give you the energy you need for the ride. And then when you're done with the ride, you need to build up your energy reserves back again and also help to build and repair the muscles that you've deployed in the ride. So it will make sense for you to eat something that's got quite a bit of protein in it, and at the same time also enough carbohydrates to restore the energy reserves that you've expended. And that's what we do.
Food energy requirement and how it's delivered varies from sport to sport, depending on the energy output. Let's look at a jockey. They are small in stature and extremely lightweight. Idea being to maximize the horse's speed in the race. The jockey's dietary requirement will differ in comparison to, say, a sumo wrestler, whose weight is essential for maximum strength and force. Which lunch do you think our jockey eats? Are you needing a quick boost for your workouts in the morning? And I'm going to show you how to do that right now in the kitchen, an hour or so before you hit the road. On our menu first are some quick and yummy to-go boosters for your pre-workout energy.
top up the toast. And some oats for all seasons.
Hello and welcome to the kitchen. Now we've already spoken about waking up really early, and for me that 4:30 wake up call means that I'm not really thinking about food. In fact, I really don't like to eat until 12 noon. I like that half day fasting. But when I have to do exercise early in the morning, my body craves energy and needs it for fuel so that I can carry out the speed walking I want to do. Now I speed walk for about 45 to 50 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week when I can, and I burn about 400 to 600 calories in that time. So you can imagine you need to have some energy. These are some of the quick ways that I love to achieve that. Maybe about an hour and a half before I go out.
I'm starting off with some very decent seed bread. Isn't it lovely? Which is sourced in my locale. I prefer it to white, and toasting it will make the perfect vehicle for these 2 simple toppings.
Right, everybody. Beautiful toast here, ready to be stacked. And what do we have? Simplicity is what this is all about. So I just need a few slices of onion, nice and thin, uber thin, really thin. And not too many of them, okay? We just want a hint of this. It's not the main deal. So even the few little ones that you see here, 1 or 2 may just be enough. There we go. Tiny bit of onion. Next, what's a beautiful chili. And I'm taking off a tiny few little bits, literally, again. Not looking for blowing my head off, just a little bit of heat. And chilies raise your metabolic rate as well. Bet you didn't know that. It's avocado season, and here's a lovely one. Just going to open this up and see what we got. It's always a surprise, isn't it? Are we going to be lucky today? I think so. That's great. Just a little tiny bad bit on the side, slightly overripe there, which we can remove. So, lovely usable bit here. And all I want to do is slice it thin.
Invigorate your day with all avocado offers. This fruit delivers a whopping 20 vitamins and minerals and antioxidants to boot. I'm having some of this for sure.
All that's left now is to have a smash at these sardines with a fork. They're the lovely low sodium type I like. I'm not looking for a lot of salt first thing in the morning. See, that's all we had to do there. Lovely. And that's mashed.
Now just stack it all up to energize. If you want a little olive or sardine oil, go ahead and do that. But I'm having mine just like this today. Most of the time, half is enough, and I'll eat the other when I come home.
I'm ready to do my 40 to 45 minute walk now.
Walking is an aerobic exercise. It's about prolonged and steady movement using steady oxygen. And our anonymous food journey sports enthusiast will show us just how it's done. Starting out walking like this is great and allows you to progress to a faster pace. And later, even still, a speed walking pace like this.
That one was really yummy, and the next one you're gonna love too. When I was a kid, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Wow, that was a thing for me, especially living in the States for the amount of time that I did. Now I'm gonna serve it up to you again, but with something different. Banana, and it's gonna be packed with energy and flavor. Right, second one, lovely peanut butter. You either like it or you don't. A lot of people are allergic to peanuts, so be careful. Make sure you ask before you give anybody any peanut product. We're going to just take a little bit of this and put it on our toast. That's all. And for me, it's a teaspoon. Just spreading that on. If you're wondering, I'm using unsweetened, natural peanut butter. And that's the first part. Too simple.
Bananas give you a potassium hit straight to the body and are highly antioxidant too. We're slicing them on the bias, nice and thin, for our toast. Memories of childhood revised with a pinch of cinnamon. For this one, we're using good old ingredients we can all access with oatmeal, our driving force for energy.
These lovely rolled instant oats is what I'm using for this. It takes about 1.5 minutes to cook, literally. And I've got some lovely pineapple here, which I'm going to use for sweetness, and some beautiful ginger as well. Let's see how this all pans out and how easy it is to do. Just going to take the oats, I've got about a cup here, into a pot, and I'm going to cover it with water, like so. All right, this is going on the fire right now. Pinch of salt. Starting to boil now, and it's looking a little thick. At this point, I add in my milk. And a bit of cinnamon.
Pineapple is what I'm choosing to zhuzh up my oatmeal today. I don't want any processed sugar in this. Save the skins to boil in water, which is great to drink hot or cold and is medicinal. I'm just cubing it up and setting that aside to prepare some ginger to add to this. And I'm going to pulverize it to be able to extract its essence in water. Believe me, ginger in pineapple is one of those taste bud experiences you'll put on your top 10. Smoothies, though, are another big favorite for pre-workout energy. Pulverize anything healthy and raw, taking the chewing out of the routine. But now it's time to meet our star athlete, Olusoji Fashuba, as he joins us from the UK to speak about nutrition for training like a champ.
Hi Food Johnny, my name is Olusoji Fashuba. I'm the African record holder in the 100 meters.
Mr. Fashuba is being modest. Not only does he hold that astonishing 9.85 second 100 meter title, making him the fastest African alive, he is a medal-winning Olympian for Nigeria. And he's right here on Food Journey. Wow.
Today I'm going to be speaking about nutrition. Why nutrition? Well, in my own views, and I believe the views of many top athletes, nutrition plays a very important role in our life. Reason being is whatever you put into your body, which is your temple, determines the kind of energy you're going to be able to produce, and in fact affects your performance. There are a lot of factors that I believe that affects an athlete's nutritional needs, which ranges from if the kind of exercise you're doing, is it aerobic or anaerobic, your gender, your height, your weight, what you're going to be doing that day. I like to believe that as a sprinter, depending on my type of season, I'm going to use myself as an example now. Depending on my type of season, I believe like when I started the season, the build up, I tend to use more protein. Why more protein? Because it's the building blocks of life. And I believe that having lots of beans, loads of lean meat like chicken, goat meat. I stayed off beef, but I think I preferred more lean meat, which is chicken. So I remember my teammates would always say, "Oh yeah, Shub always likes eating a lot of chicken." So as I said, my food was majorly proteinous when I was doing my build up, which includes a lot of beans, lean meat, and very little carbohydrate. The reason being was because I knew the protein were the building blocks of life, and I was going to build up. I need to build up muscles, and I still needed the energy, and that's why I had the carbohydrate. But when I left my build up season and started preparing to go into the season, my diet changed a bit. I tended to go more carbohydrates and less protein. My protein majorly will be lean meat, which is chicken. I eat chicken all year round. I love chicken. And my carbohydrate diet will include foods such as pounded yam. As you all know, I'm from Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State, and an Ekiti man always loves pounded yam. I love my pounded yam and egusi soup any day, anytime. I try not to eat late, but I wasn't too disciplined in that. But apart from that, that was just majorly my diet, my own diet. And I think as a sprinter, I needed that burst of energy, and that is why my diet mainly in that season was more was more carbohydrates.
It's so interesting listening to a world-class athlete talking about training and eating for that. And it's clear to me that there's a difference between how you eat when you're training and how you eat when you're in competition mode. So you finished your workout and you're looking for something to eat. If it's the morning, you're going to be looking for a lovely breakfast. But I'm going to show you what you can have as a main meal, something that's going to replenish all that energy that's been lost, but in a good way. I'm using brown rice today. And if you watched my episode last week, I showed you how to wash it. And that's the first thing that we've got to do. Okay, everybody, these are chicken livers, one of the stars of the show here. They're sort of wiggly and gelatinous and delicate. And if you look at the structure of them, you can see they've got some sinew and stuff that needs to be tidied up and cleaned off before they can be used, because you don't want that showing up in the finished product. These are beautiful mushrooms, aren't they? Look at the way they've been made, all from a cluster at the bottom. And they've got stems which we can use as well. So I'm just going to cut them. And you see how they all cascade off. Lovely, aren't they? Let's use 2 bunches. There we go. And separate them. Pak choy. I adore this. And again, you can eat all the leaves and everything right down to the end. And this is going to add such a beautiful color, energy, and deliciousness to this dish.
Again, an example of easy cooking. Something simple and different, and not going to tear your pocket open either. Not too much seasoning, and fresh additions and subtle depth, creating a sumptuous forefront taste for our brown rice.
And you know what? That's done.
I've sliced some garlic thin because I want to fry it golden brown like a crouton. And let's get this luscious green pak choy cut up, stems and all.
Oh, that's all right.
I'm garnishing with some raw carrot and some tomatoes, chunky and sliced. We want to achieve a pretty plate.
Service. And we're starting off with our brown rice. I'm flattening out a bit so we have a surface area for the other goodies. There we go. Next up, I'm thinking about how to decorate this, and something tells me make a well in the middle for our beautiful mushroom and chicken livers. So I'm going to slide these in like so. Let's see if we can finish it off now with a little bit of garlic and chili. So garlic croutons, I'm just sprinkling these over the top there, and the chilies. Let's have some of those too dotted around. Lovely. Well, well, well. Look at that.
Serve us now. And it's a fun-looking, inviting bowl full of goodness and packed with energy. And above all, taste.
I've not brought you too much on nutrition, but one thing I'd like to say is the reason why I love talking about nutrition is the fact that it plays a very important role in everyday living. If you want to have an healthy lifestyle, you want to do good in sports as well, and whatever you're doing, nutrition plays a very important role. And I want to implore people not to eliminate or just skip it and say, oh, just eat whatever. No, always try and have your 3 square meals, always have your fruits, like I've got grapes here. Remember to always wash your fruits, very, very important. And with that, I would like to say thank you very much all for watching. I'll say please keep watching Food Journey, everyone, and stay tuned.
Well, you heard what the champ said. Make sure you continue to eat healthy all the time for your life and your lifestyle. We've had a great time today on Food Journey. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.